right, welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show, Friday edition. Cousin Sal here with my partner, Raheem Palmer, partner on the Ringer pregame show each fall. He busted up all the competition. Raheem, did you take home, did you get the trophy? You won the Wisest Wager Award in 2025.
I still haven't gotten the trophy. I mean, I won the trophy, but you haven't sent it to me yet, so I don't know what's going on. Oh, no.
The producers took it out of my hands wisely. They didn't trust me. But I will say it is very, very fragile. It may not survive a shipment to Las Vegas. I don't know. We may have to drive it out. I wouldn't mind driving it out. I like your life in Las Vegas. I look at what the hell's going on, all the steaks you're eating. What did you eat the other night? It was ridiculous.
It was some Italian dish. Some type of a pork, and then also it was like a I don't even remember what that was. That was like 4 days ago. I've probably eaten like 5 decent meals since then.
The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. The football season is over, but things are only getting started on the court. FanDuel is the #1 choice for same-game parlays, live betting, and more during the NBA season. And don't forget, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app now and play your game. You must be 21 or older and present in select states, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. That's a thing. I want to get into that later. Everything you post is dynamite. Raheem and I are joined by none other than Billy Gill, producer extraordinaire, on-air talent. You've seen him on Ringer Tailgate. He's jumped on with Sheil and Bill Simmons' podcast. Is that still around, the Bill Simmons podcast? I guess. What's up, Billy? What's going on?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm a little worried about overexposure this week. I'm not going to lie.
What happened? Where have you been? What's going on?
I was on with Bill, had a little Ringer Tailgate action. We did Sheil yesterday, so it's a little bit of everything. Too much of me, honestly, if I'm going to, tell you the truth.
Well, we'll let the people decide that. I mean, you are vying, the way I see it, for Ringer Rookie of the Year. It's you, it's Joel. This was Joel's first year, technically?
No, Joel's been here forever.
Yeah.
But he have his own show? I feel like, I don't know if he the at-bats qualified before this year. I guess he has been. All right. So it's Billy against Amy Poehler. Wow, what a battle. What a battle.
Tight one.
Amy. Good luck to you. All right, we got a lot to talk about. NBA, college basketball. We're going to have an SGP for you. Major League Baseball action. We have World Baseball Classic starts. We have picks. Who else is giving picks for the World Baseball Classic? Plays of the day for Friday. We're going to handicap the headlines. We're going to we have this new segment Raheem's excited about, called Ticket Taker. Is that what we call this? I don't know what it is. We basically, I present you with 2 betting options, which ticket you'd rather have, and you tell me which one it's really great. It's the best science fiction you can introduce to a sports gambling show.
You sold the shit out of that.
I did, right?
You definitely did.
I want to, listen, you got to sell it. I mean, because these are the tough times, right? I mean, we make it work because we're the greatest professionals the Ringer or anyone can assemble. But this really is the problematic section of the sports calendar, right? Although I'm being told we're embarking on the best stretch. Who's most excited about these following events coming up? You speak up if you're extra excited. 7 days until the World Baseball Classic. I know. I give it like a 4 or 5. Billy, not even you? You missed the baseball. Oh, you are?
I'm credentialed, actually, for the World Baseball Classic. I'll be there reporting live from the scene, Sal. If you need anything, I'll tell you.
You better show some enthusiasm. They'll snatch that credential right away. 19 days until March Madness. I'll raise my hand here. I love it. I know people don't like, people are like, oh, NBA, or it doesn't have to be either or. You could like March Madness and like
I like March Madness. I was born in March, so March is always good.
What's your day? What March what? We got to remember
March 29th.
29th. Okay. All right,
are you an Aries? What are you?
Yeah, I'm an Aries. Wow. Don't get me started on astrology.
Why not?
Oh, really? That's your thing?
Oh, low key, I can handicap a game using astrology.
Is that so?
I was just going to make a joke and say you have a model focused around astrology. Wow.
Yeah,
you can.
I can. But I mean, that's question. The people don't want to hear that. So that's a little off-air stuff.
I don't know. Go ahead. What's up, Billy?
Well, so I'm new to this program, but I watch it all the time, and Raheem's always talking about his models, and I'm kind of curious how that works. Like, can I have a model? Do I build a model? How does one get a model?
So you just take a statistics class. Stat 101, Stat 102, maybe something a little bit more advanced. You also teach yourself how to code, or, I mean, back in the day, I used to use Excel, but Excel is slow. But I taught myself how to code in a program called R. It's very similar to Python. And basically, I spit out a number, and if it differs from what the sportsbook has, I theoretically have an edge.
So I will not have a model, is what we're saying.
How do you? I'm going to teach myself how to code. I mean, we have some off days coming up. It's going to take a while, right? It's a pain in the ass, Raheem.
So I did it during the pandemic. So I had plenty of time. All I did was work out, watch old sporting events, and teach myself how to code. That's all I did all day. Yeah, but before that, my models were in Excel. But it was like this was a fresh time. It gave me a chance to really refresh and figure out what I was going to do next. And that's what I did.
All right. So what else? So let me go through these. I'm sorry. 28 days until Major League Baseball opening day. Yes, excited. Pretty good. Yeah. That'll be good. 42 days until the Masters. All right, fine. Well, I'll get pumped. Anybody else care about the Masters that much? No?
Yeah, lukewarm.
Okay. 51 days until NBA and NHL playoffs. That seems like a lot still.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. That's still a shade less than 2 months away. We got to get that. We got to get that moving. We got to get that clock moving. 56 days until the NFL draft. That's fun. 105 days until the World Cup. It's okay. I don't know. I feel like my city's going to be destroyed here. It doesn't really matter. Destroyed even more. But anyway, all right. So these are the days we have to get through, Billy Gill. You're going to help us. One thing that helps us a lot are these headlines. That's what they call them. These sports headlines. They never stop. They never slow down. Pacquiao Mayweather. Let's start with that. September 19th. Raheem, I know you've been talking about it all week. I've been dying to discuss this with you. They've announced, I think Monday they announced they're going to fight on September 19th at the Sphere right there in your backyard in Vegas. Broadcast locally, globally on Netflix. Mayweather, I checked, already a minus 176 favorite. What do you think? Raheem, I feel like this is prison food. I feel like it's gross, but we have to eat it because we have to stay alive if you're a boxing fan, and it's better than anything involving a Paul. Do you agree?
Yes. So for me, I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan. I would root for Floyd Mayweather in a spelling bee. If there was a spelling bee, I'd be out there rooting for Floyd. But, when it comes to this fight in particular, I actually think this is a better fight than Mayweather-Pacquiao 1. And I think you kind of have to just take it for what it is. We have serious fights out there. A couple weeks ago, we had Szokoli versus Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. In the future, we're going to have Inoue versus Nakatani, but you have two Hall of Famers, legends coming back. And I think this one's more intriguing than the first one because the first one, no one was beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. in or out of his prime. No one. And if you look at those fights with Juan Manuel Marquez and Manny Pacquiao, you could see that Manny Pacquiao couldn't handle a counterpuncher. And then you had the best one of all time in Floyd Mayweather, who was bigger, had a longer reach. But this one's more intriguing to me because both of these guys have lost a step. And, this is 10 years in the future. We don't know what Floyd has in the tank. So this one might be a little bit more of a firefight and have a little bit more action than we did the first one. So I am looking forward to it. But at the same time, you got to take it for what it is. It's not going to be Inoue Nakatani. It's not going to be Haney Ryan Garcia, but just put it in its own category. And it's free on Netflix. You're on Netflix. Right. Bill Simmons is on Netflix. Like the day before, you just tune on Mayweather Pacquiao, and it's for free.
I'm excited about your excitement for this. I really am. I want to be good. I went to the first one. My cousin Jimmy walked Pacquiao to the ring. He wore a Pac-Man shirt and everything. That was bad luck. He will not be asked to do that again, I'm guessing. I remember I bet a lot. Raheem, you'll hate this because you hate my minus 600 bets. But I think I had Pacquiao plus 12 points. Does that make sense? And I think he lost 8-4, 8-4, 9-3. And
That's actually a good bet. Wow.
I know. Damn it. The one guy had it 9-3, but he got beat up. He did. What would you take? Are you going to bet something like that? I mean, I feel like, I'm going to give each of you guys half my wealth leading up to September 19th. If I have anything left, that'll be week 2 of NFL. And I beg you to not let me bet this.
I'm not betting this. Just because I don't know what Floyd Mayweather is at this point in time. So it's just like that. I mean, I thought about going to the Mayweather boxing gym. I just went over there once and just started watching people train. So maybe if I could sneak in there and watch them train, I'll have some inside information. But that's the only way I'll bet on it because I just don't know what he is.
Yeah, they won't be doing them. They used to do the 24/7s on HBO, and you get a nice look. I mean, those were edited as well, but you get a nice look at the training and everything else. And they'd go to Big Bear and get used to altitude. And Billy, will you be betting this fight?
I don't think I'm going to be betting this fight. I am wondering, though, why we're looking past the Mayweather-Mike Tyson fight that's going to happen in April in the Republic of the Congo.
Is that happening now? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's announced to happen in the Republic of the Congo in April, but everyone's just like, well, this other one's in the Sphere, and it's, probably more of a legitimate fight than that one. Because Mike Tyson looks so bad the last one. What I'm really excited about, though, is I feel like this is now opening the door. So after he goes and he has his fight against Mike Tyson in the Republic of the Congo in April, and I guess that's like his, pre-fight warm-up to then have Pacquiao again. Then we get the rematch we've all been waiting for, which is Mayweather-McGregor again, because that one was great the first time around. So I feel like round 2 on that one, let's say around Christmas time on Netflix, that one should do numbers.
Okay. Yeah, we just keep it going, right?
Yeah. I mean, what else is he?
I mean, why not?
How do you blow $180 million and $120 million just from that one fight of Mayweather and Pacquiao? Because that's just like a fraction of all the money that they made. Obviously, Floyd has kind of crazy spending habits, but Pacquiao got into politics. And my understanding is once you get into politics, the money's free flowing and you get all kinds of money.
It should.
Yeah, not if you're running your own campaigns like Pacquiao.
I wonder, Raheem, I did want to talk to you about that, and Billy, but this is what is the answer to that? The answer is addiction's a real thing. And whether it's addiction to gambling or addiction to spending or whatever, you could make a case that Floyd was known as one of the smartest athletes in the world. And for a lot of the reasons you said, Raheem, he knew when to fight Pacquiao. He knew when to fight Canelo. Canelo was 23 years old, right? He was smart. He took his, he could have, there was some fights in there. He could have, that 0 could have turned into a 1 or a 2. He could have had some losses. And as smart as he is, he needs this fight to pay back God knows who, right?
Unfortunately, I think the people around him were smarter than him. And it's possible they took advantage of him.
Yeah. I mean, there's this big thing with the jeweler. He owes $18 million to a jeweler. When he bought the watch, he was like showing it off. He does like to show everything off. And like 50 Cent made fun of him. He was like, yeah, you're an idiot. They found one idiot to buy an $18 million watch, but you just never thought he would run out. 176 favorite. I can't do it. Isn't the over 10.5 rounds, whatever isn't that going to be it? Like
that's the play. But that's probably going to be juiced to like minus 300 or 400.
Oh, really? That high? All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is, so I'll stay away. Here's some more news. The U.S. women's hockey team, they've accepted Flavor Flav's invitation. That's fun. They turned down Trump's White House invite, and then on the State of the Union, he said they're coming, and they said, no, we're not. But they did accept Flavor Flav's Las Vegas offer. He's getting sponsors. Chris Angel is involved. It's going to be in the middle of July. I don't know if he's going to give them all a gold clock. Billy, did you hear about this? This is pretty cool.
I saw that he put it out there. It's called She Got Game Weekend. He's partnered with MGM Resorts, so it's actually happening. I think Alaska Airlines came in. They said, we'll fly out whoever has to fly out for whatever. And then here's the part about it that I'm kind of questioning is a GoFundMe was set up by Flavor Flav or someone on Flavor Flav's behalf to support She Got Game, celebrate female athletes. They're trying to raise $50,000. So far, they've raised $38,000. But if you have all these sponsors involved, what is this money actually going towards? Like, I feel like GoFundMe is always kind of dubious. Like, I like charity. I like helping people out. But also, who set this up actually? And where is this money actually going to go? Because if all these sponsors are involved, I feel like we don't need to raise $50,000 to get the women's hockey team to MGM Resorts, right?
We're already funded.
I feel like this is the prelude to the new Flavor of Love.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, like, I mean, picture Flavor of Love with the women's hockey team.
Right.
I would love to see it.
That was great. Let me tell you.
Is the prize Flavor Flav still?
Yes.
I thought it'd be a gold clock around the neck, but apparently not. By the way, he's the best. He's one of the true greats, honestly. He co-hosted on Jimmy Kimmel Live a bunch of times. He'd come on all the time. Just even when he didn't need to promote anything, he would come on. This is tremendous. This is fun. This is middle of July, Raheem. Does that run into, does that overlap with, what do you call it, Summer League? When is Summer League?
I think it is. Yeah, it is July.
Yeah. Let's jump on a Alaska airline flight and get over to this, Billy Gill. Make some calls. We could do this.
You know what? The Backstreet Boys also just extended their residency that's going on at this point in time in July, too. Yeah.
I
A
should have
lot
led
going
with
on in
that.
Vegas.
Yeah, for handicapping the headlines. All right, here's another thing. Matt Ishbia offered $1 million to slam dunk and three-point winners. The Suns owners offered $1 million prize to the winners of the 2027 slam dunk and three-point contest, with another $1 million going to charity in each event. First off, I think this is already deemed collusion by David Stern back in the day when Mark Cuban tried this, right? Billy, you see this too. But I appreciate the effort. I really do.
He just, I think, went on McAfee and decided this is what we're going to do. I'm going to offer this, and ran it by absolutely no one in the league. And they've said this is not allowed in the CBA. You cannot offer them $1 million. Also, the big complaint with the NBA and All-Star Weekend is you get people on their winning dunk contest, like a random guy from Miami Heat. And it's like, we don't want to see any of these people. We want to see the stars. And Matt Ishbia's solution is, well, I'll give the stars making $60 million $1 million because that'll get them to want to participate in this event.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you got, first of all, like I said, I applaud the effort because I think this week has to be great for the NBA, Raheem. You're coming off of football. People are depressed. The NBA owns it. They should not give up on these events and give up on trying to make it great. So whatever it is, it should be. But I think Billy's right. I would say either civilian, like just like kind of New York, like pickup game guys doing dunks for $1 million, or put celebrities in there. Put Shams. When you want to see Shams do a dunk at some kind of $1 million dunk.
Shams is like
something.
my size. Shams is like 5'5".
Yeah, that's even funnier.
I mean, you're gonna have to like put him on a trampoline.
No, we'll lower the rim, or have stunts or trampolines or something. But yeah, I don't know if this offer is going to do it. But
how do you incentivize the players? Because I was thinking, like, what do they want? Because they already don't play. So I was thinking, like, you give them like 2 weeks.
Well, you can incentivize the players for the 3-point shootout because you have guys who want to prove that they're the best. I think we've reached a point in the dunk contest where you have non-NBA players like Matt McClung, who, I mean, he just sits around and dunks all day. The NBA players know that they can't beat him. So it's just like no one wants to put their brand at risk and lose to Matt McClung. So there's nothing that you can do to incentivize these guys, unfortunately. So I think you almost kind of have to just do what Sal said. You got to get random people.
Yeah, I get why the players don't maybe want to do it. It sucks because it's tough to identify some of the slam dunk entrants now. But also you could get hurt a little bit on slam dunk. You can't really on 3-point contests. If Norman Powell gets 18 in the first round, no one's going to care. It's not that embarrassing. So anyway, I'll tell you what's embarrassing. Billy Gill, you love this. The NFL came out with their report card, NFLPA. Billy, explain what happens here. Teams put out report cards. They're anonymous votes from players, but it's not really anonymous because I think they had like 1,759 players. If you do some quick math, that's just about everyone in the league, right?
So annually, they go around and they do these reports based on the teams, and they interview the players, and they ask them all kinds of questions. So they'll ask them like team facilities, food. There's like a section on like family care and respect and how they treat your family during the games. There's all kinds of different things, and you give grades from A to F, right? And every team is then ranked based on their things, and they'll put out the report. Until last year, when some of the owners, like Woody Johnson of the teams that were getting Fs in a lot of the categories, said, you know what, I don't really like this situation. I feel like this is not something that we should go out there. And they, I guess, formally filed a complaint against it, and then the CBA, an arbitrator came out and said this is a violation of the CBA, so you will not be releasing the grades this year based on this survey that you put out there. So what happens next? They already did the survey. They already have the results. Someone is just leaking it to reporters now. So the reporters are getting the results of all of the surveys, and they're just putting them out there. And the Steelers did not fare very well.
They didn't do very well at all. So the Dolphins did well. At least they're going to do well in something, right? The Steelers were dead last, right?
Third year in the row, the Dolphins are at the top of the food chain on this player survey. But also, they have absolutely nothing to show for it on the field, which honestly, if I'm a fan, I guess I am a fan of the Dolphins. If I'm a fan of like the Steelers, I would be like, yeah, like make things a little bit tougher for our players and have them want to go out there and play. If we're making it too cushy like the Dolphins, they're just going to get complacent. And what happens? They don't do anything.
Right. Except let's say there's a good free agent out there that kind of wants to maybe go to Pittsburgh. Right? Would you Aaron Rodgers is a bad example, but could this be something that tilts the scales a little bit? Like, you know what? They report that the locker room only has 5 bathroom stalls for the entire team. It is the lowest rated home field due to high school and college use. The ownership ranks in last in willingness. Strength and conditioning coaches were last. This could move the needle a little bit for free agents, no?
I don't know. You go. This is tough for me because I look at, they have grades for team ownership. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, they're a B, and yet they have the treatment of families as a -C. So, kind of what gives at some point in time, and the Eagles can get any free agent they want. So I think ultimately it comes down to just a number of different things, and it's just it's hard to quantify.
Yeah. Well, one thing remains true. Bidwell for Arizona was the worst owner. So it's Cincinnati, Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, and Arizona were the last 4. Miraculously, Mark Davis and our guy, Jerry Jones, are not on that list, Raheem. I don't know what we have to do. What does Jerry Jones have to do to get back on top or on the bottom as it is? But, I don't know. If I'm an owner and I hear this, I just cut everyone. I'm like, screw you.
Maybe the Eagles hate their families too, that's why it's C+ for family treatment or whatever. But I want to win. I don't care about my family that much,
I guess the fans hate them so much that it pales in comparison. If you look at what the organization is doing. One more football note: Kyler Murray wants to be released by the Cardinals. Apparently, his camp would prefer Arizona cut him. Doesn't help that he has the worst owner in the league. So the quarterback can enter free agency. They feel he could be the top free agent in the draft. And I 100% agree. I'm excited about maybe seeing what Kyler Murray could do on another team. Raheem, what about you?
I would like to see him in Minnesota because it appears that J.J. McCarthy isn't going to be there. He's not going to be their starting quarterback. And you have a guy in KOC, not our former KOC, but KOC in Minnesota, who appears to be a quarterback whisperer. And it feels like if you look at the fact that they have Brian Flores as a defensive coordinator, and he was a monster at creating game plans, and you have an offensive-minded head coach who can, turn quarterbacks' careers around. It feels like if they pick him up, who knows what they could do in that division. Even with the tough division with Green Bay and Detroit and the Bears, they were right there. So I like to see him go there.
I agree. He's a year older than Tua, and yet I feel a lot better about a lot of landing spots for him. What do you think, Billy?
Well, I mean, there's going to be obviously the rumors if they get rid of Tua, which you assume the Dolphins are going to get rid of Tua. Then do they bring him down to Miami? Are they going to get Malik Willis? What's their plan? Are the Jets going to try to go after Kyler Murray? I think people think that the Jets might go after Kyler Murray. The thing with Kyler Murray, though, and the Jets is the Jets seem to be in tank mode. So you don't really want Kyler Murray if you're going to be tanking, trying to rebuild. Might you see Kyler Murray head down to Atlanta? In a situation where Michael Penix is there and he's recovering from an injury. I mean, he'd definitely be interesting. The options out there aren't great when you're hearing Derek Carr might be coming out of retirement, and that's going to be someone that is sought after.
Right.
So he could be the top of the class. And if you're his reps and you're him, release me rather than trade me so at least I can pick where I'm going.
No doubt. Much like the coach search, I would want to go to Atlanta too, because it could take 8 or 9 wins to take that division, as we've seen year after year after year. Yeah, it looks like the Jets are going to go the free agent quarterback route, as Aaron Glenn was caught falling asleep at the combine today, so he doesn't even know what happened in front of him. If I throw you 5 names, guys, how many week 1 starters? Malik Willis, Mac Jones, Tua, Cousins, Kyler. Willis, Jones, Tua, Cousins, Kyler. I'm going to put the over-under 2.5, Raheem.
I'm going to say Willis is going to be a starter. Kyler is going to be a starter. I think Mac Jones is going back to San Francisco, right?
I mean, it's up in the air. It's like one of those things if they get a good deal or not.
I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say over. I'm going over.
You do? You think it gets over? Okay.
Yeah, I'm going over.
Billy?
I'd do 2. I think you have whoever ends up in Miami, and then one of those will probably end up in Minnesota. So those 2, I think, would be the starters.
But the Jets, I mean, I think Kyler and Malik could be in the same division. It could be Jets and Dolphins. You never know. I don't know. All right. All very exciting stuff. Let's switch gears to NBA. Thursday night, Sixers were a 2-point favorite against the Heat. They won 124-117. Maxey 28, Embiid 26. DeBundo Sixers holding on to that 6th seed for dear life. That Simmons special, I don't know if you saw it, Raheem. It's he has all these specials on FanDuel. Was plus 265 for the Heat to not make the playoffs. That was 2 losses ago. I think it's down to like 130 now. I haven't checked. It's way lower now. What do you think of this Heat team? Could they be bounced?
So I'm there, but I actually took Orlando to miss the postseason.
Yeah.
So, and the biggest thing is basically that entire Southeast division is going to be in the play-in tournament. And ultimately, the reason why I don't like the Simmons bet is because I trust Eric Spoelstra over any other coach in the play-in tournament. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of Jamal Mosley in Orlando, and Franz is hurt right now. So if Franz is hurt and we know Suggs can't stay healthy, that puts Orlando in a bad spot, especially if they don't have a solid offense. So if that 7-8 games stays the same, I trust Miami and Eric Spoelstra over Jamal Mosley in Orlando any day. So that's the reason why I just can't get jiggy with that one.
It's going to get tight there. Yeah, the Magic lost 113-108 to the Rockets. Durant with 40. Wow. He's back. Yeah, the Heat 2 games from the 9 seed. So that's where you don't want to be, right? Because there's no wiggle room. You lose that one game, 9-10 game, you're out. It's going to be interesting down the stretch. And meanwhile, these Hornets, you guys mentioned them. They won by 30 over the Wizards. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. The Hawks won by 30 over. I got Magic City on my mind because the Hawks won by 30. Let's talk Magic City before we talk Hornets.
I've never been to Magic City, and I want to go.
You got to
really
go.
For the wings, because apparently
is that what it is?
Yeah, the wing. I heard Lou Williams left. He left the bubble during the pandemic and went and got some wings at Magic City. So apparently they must be for real.
They didn't have one in Stockholm. There was no Magic City.
Unfortunately, not, because I would have went.
Wow. This is like March 9th, I think, right? This is when Orlando comes to town. They're doing a fun thing with the Orlando Magic City. That's going to be the sponsor. So good for the Hawks. This is all right, Billy, right?
I couldn't believe it was real when you sent it. I still can't believe it's real. The Hawks are even putting it on their Twitter, so I guess it's real. It seems like a strange sponsorship, but why not, right?
Can Harden get traded to Orlando before the end of the week? I mean, that's the move.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, they can get traded back. It's fine.
What do you like? Who is it for? Because sometimes like the giveaways will say like kids 12 and under or whatever, right? Like, is this just like first 10,000 fans get this hoodie, and like, is there a halftime show? Like, what are we doing for Magic City night?
It's still kids 12 and under, I think.
Okay.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know what they did. I didn't read the fine print. I was too nervous. The kids were around. I couldn't figure it out. One more thing I did want to mention. Yes, the Hornets 133-109 over the Pacers. 12.5 was the number. They covered by plenty. Khan had 8 threes, fastest at 200, set the rookie 3-point record with 207. Raheem, what am I watching here? Because all I hear every night is Khan's going to break this record. He's going to break that record. The shooting percentage, the Hornets 4 is the best in the league. And meanwhile, Flag is still a minus 250 favorite. I feel like I hear nothing about Flag compared to Khan.
Flag started off the season pretty slow, but a large part of that was the fact that he was at point guard. He's playing out of position, but once he got his feet rolling. He's been balling, but
sure.
This is going to be interesting because it feels like Charlotte is actually playing meaningful basketball, and maybe the recency bias of Con Knipple, especially with him breaking these 3-point records and the Hornets possibly making the postseason. Maybe it changes some votes here and there. So, obviously.
So that's the thing, right? Because Dallas, they're going to make an exciting run, Charlotte, and Dallas isn't. They're just not. They're 5.
But that's why the number's coming down, because I think it was like minus 400 like a month ago. So,
for sure,
this is going to be closer than what people think.
I think we take this plus. I like this plus number here at 130. All right, so Friday we have Nuggets at Thunder. Raheem's going to make that his play of the day, and we have Cavs at Pistons. That's fun. Let's go to college basketball real quick. Michigan State at Purdue. Wow, Sparty takes it 76-74. Boilermakers were a 7.5-point favorite. This is a bad home loss. Braden Smith misses a 30-foot jumper at the buzzer. Izzo does it again. I think Purdue's not going to be a top 2 seed, Raheem. I don't know. This is weird with this.
Oh, they lost that game. Wow.
They lost. Yeah, we're doing it like 20 minutes after the start.
That was like Tate's best bet. I think he laid 7.5. And I looked at the score, and it looked like they were in good position, and then it was done.
Don't expose Tate. Yeah. We gotta keep him. We gotta keep him shining for another 4 weeks or something. No, it's weird. Billy, you watch this or you follow this?
I did. I was watching it. I think when Cohen Carr had his windmill dunk and made the game 62-56 with 9:50 left, I'm like, yeah, this game's over. Like when you're doing that in the middle of the game, he took off from damn near the free throw line on that. I was like, okay, this is not going to go well for Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue made it close, but they were down like 7 with 3 minutes left. And what's interesting is Michigan State now has a better record, better conference record, better overall record. The odds to win the NCAA title, 25-1 for Purdue, 55-1 for Tom Izzo and Michigan State. So get ready for everyone to love the crap out of them as a 4 or 5 seed coming up in a few weeks. Now, Friday night action, Michigan at Illinois. FanDuel asked us to make a same-game parlay here, and we said, you know what the hell? What else are we doing? Why not? Let's do it. So you took the team there. I left that up open for either you or Raheem, Billy. So you took Illinois.
Yeah, so I started looking, and I was like, let me try to get cute with this. Let me look rebounds. Let me look up assists. Like, let me figure something out here. What should we do? What should we do? So I spent like 15, 20 minutes trying to look it over. I was trying to make sure I could pronounce everybody's name properly. So when we got to it, and I said, you know what? Let me just text Tate and see what Tate thinks. And now I'm being told that probably was not the best idea. Tate said he loves Illinois money line. So I'm going to take Illinois money line 104, even though it seems like Tate's best bet today let everybody down.
That's okay. He doesn't usually lose 2 in a row. I like it too. I have a lot of Illinois futures here, but they've been a little erratic in the last couple of weeks, especially defensively. And Raheem, you're going to seize on that, right?
Yeah, I'm going to take the over 157.5. I looked at some models out there. I don't have a college basketball model, but I looked at some models out there that actually had this 156, but FanDuel put this at 157. I think they put it there for a reason, because if you look at Illinois, they've gone over in 4 out of their last 5 games. And you look at both of these teams, Illinois is first in offensive rating. Michigan is 5th in offensive rating. But we know Illinois can't play defense. They're 30th in defensive rating. So I'm going over here. I'm rooting for a lot of points. I normally like to root against human achievement, but not this time.
Let's do it. Let's get the over here. All right, I'm going to go player prop Andrei Stojakovic, 10 or more points. It's a little juicy there, but we're doing a parlay here. It's minus 196. He averages 14. He's had 17 or more in 3 of the last 4. And let's all root for Illinois. And a lot of scoring here. That pays plus 327 on FanDuel. We're going to take a break. When we return, baseball, the World Baseball Classic. Can you believe it? We have winners. We have MVPs. We have World Series winners. And then we reveal Ticket Taker, the debut segment right here on the Ringer Gambling Show when we return in 2 minutes. The Ringer Gambling Show is brought to you by FanDuel. Your Friday nights just got a little louder because NBA Happy Hour is happening on FanDuel every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. FanDuel's got limited time specials to pregame the weekend. Boost, bonuses, surprises, all live in the app. Oh my, Denver, Oklahoma City. Shea is back. Plus 120 top scorer. You like that? That's NBA Happy Hour every Friday from 6 to 7:30 Eastern, only on FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of the NBA. Visit FanDuel.com/gamblers to get started. You have to be 21 or older in select states or 18 or older in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in is required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, we're back. Ringer Gambling Show, Friday edition. Sal, Raheem, Billy Gill here on the mics. World Baseball Classic starts March 3rd. This is going to be funny. Not funny, fun. 20 nations. Could be funny, too. Over 2 continents. Right here in the U.S., the winners, U.S. plus 105 is favored, Japan plus 380, the Dominican Republic plus 460. And we fall right in line with the win, play, show odds because that's who we like, those 3 teams. Patriotic Palmer going to wave his flag and go with the U.S. of A. Tell us why, Raheem.
Yeah, I got to roll with the US of A. I mean, you look at this roster, you got Aaron Judge, you got Bryce Harper, I mean, you got Paul Skeens. It's just, I have to roll with the United States. And then if you just look at the bracket they're in, Pool B, I mean, you're playing Brazil, you're playing Mexico, you're playing Italy, you're not playing Dominican Republic, you're not playing Japan. So, Look, they're chalk for a reason. I hate to go chalk on futures, but I mean, you look at the Dodgers and the MLB. I think you got to follow suit here in the World Baseball Classic. The USA will be there, hopefully against Japan or Dominican Republic.
All right. Yes, let's do that because, Billy, those are the teams we have. Yeah, I mean, boy, United States is going to be tough. Scooball and Skeens. Imagine seeing those two if, like, you got those in the important games, Billy, but you're going Dominican Republic.
I went the Dominican Republic, and they don't have the easiest draw. They're going to have to go through Venezuela in their pool, and then if they want to make it to the championship game, they're going to have to beat Japan. But the U.S. is doing this weird thing where they have these aces that you're mentioning, but they're each pitching one game, basically, and then they're going to be done. So Scooball's going to pitch the second game, and it's against Great Britain, and then he's going back to the Tigers. And then Skeens, I think they're going to try to pitch early to try to get a second game in with him, maybe in the championship round. But I feel like, and this may be controversial, the United States doesn't care about this tournament as much as a lot of these other teams.
Yeah, you son of a bit.
Yeah,
what?
I feel like they don't care, and it doesn't mean as much to Aaron Judge as it does to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., you know? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm hoping that I'm right and the Dominican Republic wins, because there's just so much passion. Have either of you been to World Baseball Classic games or no?
I have, Dodger Stadium, yeah.
Who's
really fun.
They really are. The WBC gets a bad rap just because it's, a made-up tournament, even though we're like 20 years into this made-up tournament now, right? But it's a made-up tournament, and a lot of people don't care about it. And then last time, meaningful people were getting injured, so people really got mad about the World Baseball Classic. And it comes at the worst time because it's in spring training, so your guys have to leave your team right before the season starts. But their games are really fun, and if you go with the right crowds and the right teams are playing, they get really into it. So
definitely,
I love the WBC. I think the DR is going to win this one.
All right. I'm taking Japan. Now, they've won 3 of the 5 of these that have been played in the last 20 years, like you said, Billy. USA and Dominican Republic have won the other 2, so we may have this thing figured out between the 3. Last time out, Japan went undefeated and outscored its pool play opponents by 30 runs. So I don't see them having a problem getting out of their group. They add Seiya Suzuki to the 2023 rotation, which will not feature Ohtani. He's not pitching, at least. Yamamoto was lights out last time, struck out half the batters he faced in 2023. So lots of MLB and NPB stars. Teruyuki Sato crushed 40 dingers last year. Murakami and Okamoto are new major leaguers. Are you impressed with the Japanese names I kind of memorized, or just reading off a page here? Yeah, we'll forget in 40 seconds.
I think you convinced all of us that you know a lot about this.
Yeah, you definitely convinced me.
Well, Raheem, I'm just looking as a numbers perspective. Plus 380 is a nice hedge situation if they get to the finals versus the U.S. like they did last year. So that's why I'm taking them. MVP, I'll just jump because I'm saying it now. I picked Japan, so I'm not going to go Cal Riley for MVP. Ohtani, plus 1,100. He won it in 23. Probably a lot smaller favorite then because he pitched and hit. I'm bucking the trend. We all are, as this award has actually gone to a pitcher 4 of the 5 times they've held this event, including Ohtani, like I mentioned. But I think he could do enough damage with the stick to lead his country to a title. Also sounds like the pitchers are going to be limited, like Billy talked about. And also a couple weeks ago, Ohtani said in an interview, as his translator bet on Swiss curling, I'm guessing, he said, winning the World Series, winning the WBC, or even earning MVP, there isn't something you do just once and call it enough. I think people truly see you as elite when you sustain it. 2 times is better than 1. 3 better than 2. Do you follow the math here, Raheem?
Oh, I definitely follow the math.
Okay, so he's building it up year after year. That's my pick. I don't think ever going to see odds for Ohtani like that at plus 1,100. But Raheem, you got a pretty good one here too.
Yeah, I'm going with Aaron Judge. I mean, this is his first time playing in the WBC. I mean, we know he's one of the best hitters in the game, and he's kind of a fast starter. I mean, this is a guy who, he gets off to a fast start with the Yankees, and maybe chokes a little bit in the postseason, but he's not going to have to play that long this time. So I got to go with Aaron Judge, plus 750. Just tremendous value.
Yeah, these numbers are so big. Yours is ridiculous, Billy. This for who you have. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with Juan Soto plus 2,700. So you kind of pointed it out because I was looking that up too. And I was like, it seems like the way that they're setting up these teams, at least the way the U.S. is setting up these teams, you're really only going to get pitchers once, maybe twice. So it's unlikely that a pitcher is going to win. And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, a pitcher always wins the MVP of the World Baseball Classic. The only one that didn't, Robinson Cano won in 2013. He is the only hitter. I guess Shohei Ohtani, pitcher hitter in 2023. Right. But aside from that, Marcus Stroman and then Daisuke won twice. So it seems like this, if you have a team that uses pitchers more than once, might favor the pitchers. But I'm going to go with Juan Soto because I picked the Dominican Republic, so I want to pick a Dominican to win the MVP. And I didn't want to pick the favorite Dominican because that's Vlad Jr., who's plus 2,200. So I went with Juan Soto. I looked up how he did in 2023. 6 of 15, 2 home runs, a 400 average, and a 1,500 OPS. Very limited at bats, only 15 at bats. But last year, led the National League in stolen bases, surprisingly. I bet if I ask you who led the National League in stolen bases, you said Juan Soto, I'd be shocked if anybody actually knew that. Wild, and he did it with like 38, which is really shame. I mean, Ricky Henderson is rolling over in his grave. The 38 stolen bases is leading the league. And he also had a career high in home runs. He came out not too long ago, and he said that he wants to take this MVP away from Shohei Ohtani. And I wasn't sure if he was talking about the MVP of the World Baseball Classic or the MVP of the league, so I went with World Baseball Classic, and I took him here.
Of course, that's what he's talking about.
I figure this is a good starting point. At least he could say he took one of the MVPs, you know?
I'll tell you what, Billy, if you want to go, you could take both Soto and Vlad, because then it's like, you know, you're gonna be excited if the Dominican Republic wins. That's it's probably going to be one of those two.
I'm starting to now regret that pick, even though we're one question removed from that. Yeah, because if I'm going to be honest, I was going to pick Japan at first. I'm like, but Japan always wins. I want to do something a little bit different. And then, you know, I don't have the Japanese baseball knowledge that you have, Sal. So I wasn't going to come out here and tell you what all of their teammates were doing, what all the guys on their team were doing. I wasn't sure. I was looking it up, but I didn't know that we had an expert here. The Samurai. Well, that's what they call their team.
I've seen Karate Kid 2 3-4 dozen times, so that helped. The trip to Okinawa, I have it memorized mile for mile. All right, do we want to give out our World Series champs? We could hold it if we wanted to. We're that ahead on time. We have a month, or are you guys feeling it? Like, oh my God, let's roll. We're talking baseball. Let's do it now. I'll leave it up to you, Raheem.
I'm feeling it. I mean, the time is now because these numbers are going to move. I'm going with the Seattle I'm going with the Seattle Mariners, 12-1. I mean, you bring everybody back. We know you got Kyle Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, but then, you know, it's just like the pitching is great. You bring in Brendan Donovan, who was already the type of player that they've needed, and you look at the fact that the division that they're in, the AL West, Houston is taking a step back. You look at the Texans, they're taking a step back. So, everybody sees the Yankees as the favorite in the AL, but they play in one of the toughest divisions in baseball. So I just think this is where the value is. I'm taking the Seattle Mariners. I think they're going to have a monster season. So I think they could win, 90-plus games or so. So I like the Mariners here.
Raheem is calling us stupid, Billy, because who would take an AL East team if it's not the Yankees? He might be right here. Let me just quickly mention the odds. Dodgers plus 210. Whatever. If it happens, it happens. Don't take them at plus 210. Come on. There's Yankees are plus 1,100. Raheem's Mariners are plus 1,200. Mets plus 1,300. Raheem's actual filthies are plus 1,500. And Billy Gill's poor Marlins plus, I don't know how many.
20,000, I think. Yeah,
20,000.
It's a lot. Yeah. I flirted with taking the Pirates plus 6,000 here just because I was trying to remain consistent. I talked up the Pirates earlier this week. I was saying they have best rookie, or they have the best prospect hitter, they have the best prospect pitcher. They added all these bats. But here's the thing. I could be consistent and I could take the Pirates here, or I could start kind of laying out little seeds all over Major League Baseball. Every time I go on a different show, pick a different team that I like. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays plus 1,600 here. They added Dylan Cease. Max Scherzer just re-signed, I believe, today or yesterday, so he's back. Blue Jays were an out away from winning the World Series last year. They could have won 2 different games to win the World Series. They were a play at the plate away from winning the World Series last year. They were right there. And somehow they're plus 1,600 to win the World Series this year. It just seemed like good value to take the Blue Jays. They do have to go through a gauntlet, which is the AL East, and everybody seems to be improved in the AL East. But if they make it out of the AL East, I kind of like them.
All right. I mean, that's nice. There you go. You're going Blue Jays. And look for Billy on the F1 show on Netflix, Ringer's F1 show. Well, he'll be giving out the Sacramento A's, I think, to win the whole thing, right?
Vroom.
Just different team on each show. All right, I'm going Orioles. I mean, listen, 20-1. I just think this would be a nice FU to the Mets. They signed Alonso away. Already has a few round trippers this spring. They're actually a solid team, though. The problem is they are in the same division as the Yankees, the Blue Jays. We haven't even mentioned the Red Sox. The solution, though, is they're a 62 playoff team, so they got a shot. I think the crowded division puts them in the 20-1 range, but they had some nice offseason moves. Alonso, I mentioned. They added outfielder Taylor Ward. Chris Bassett gets a one-year deal. They bolster the bullpen with Ryan Helsley. They got Shane Baz from the Rays. He's solid. So those bats are going to have some pop. The top three, they're going to have Taylor Ward, Gunnar Henderson, and Alonso that could get 100 home runs. Catcher Adley Rutschman hitting fourth. So they got a couple guys up there, top 8 odds-wise for Rookie of the Year, Basallo and Beavers. They fell off last year. A couple years ago, they won 101, then 91. They have a new young skipper in Craig Albernez, get them back in contention. I like 20-1 for them to win the World Series. Or more likely make it and lose to the frickin' Dodgers. I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
I'm surprised you didn't go with the home team. I'm surprised you didn't go with the Mets.
I don't know. I think that number's just right for them. I really do. 13, and there's going to have to be a little luck. You're a Philly. Do you root for the Phillies, Raheem?
I root for the Phillies.
Yeah.
We're cooked. And I've been saying this for 2 years.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Our window ended when we lost to Arizona.
You were 30 games
7.
over 500 last year.
But it still ended. I'm really I'm all about these moments, and you could just feel the ending when they lose Game 6 at home, Game 6 and 7 at home against Arizona. That was the window, and then I was saying all year long that what was our closer? Craig Kimbrell. I was like, yo, he's cooked, and he blew 2 games in that series. So I just said to myself, we're never getting back. And I didn't care. Even when we played the Mets the following year, I knew the Mets were going to cook us. So until we make some type of big changes to this roster, it's over. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Bryce Harper has to move on at some point.
Really? Ooh,
yeah.
Interesting.
Bryce,
go ahead.
Bryce Harper's birthday is October 16th. What does that tell us about this season for him, Raheem?
I'm not that good.
Oh, okay.
10,
but
6,
I can tell you this: the Phillies aren't winning
16.
anything.
I love it. I'm scheduled. Our all-star booker, Allison, set us up. I think I have Kyle Schwarber next week, Billy.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell him how Raheem says they don't have a chance. But I'm also going to ask, I really do want to ask, do you think these guys care more to beat Japan or the Mets? What would be your answer if you were Kyle Schwarber?
Well, I said that they don't care, so I would say the Mets.
You already said that.
I said I don't think they care about the tournament.
Okay. Yeah. So where is it? So is it just like...
I did say that 5 minutes ago, so I'm going to say I think they care more about beating Japan.
I'm going to say the Mets, because if they go back to Philly and they continue to lose to the Mets, I mean, their houses might get egged.
That's how you're known. That's right. It's the fans. Those WBC fans will go away. All right. We're going to go away for a couple minutes. We're going to come back. And when we do, ticket takers and plays of the day. More on Ringer Gambling Show when we return. All right, we're back. Ringer Gambling Show. Sal, Raheem, Billy. Yeah, get used to these faces. You're going to see us all of March and then forever after. We're going to start a new segment called Ticket Takers. I'm going to offer you guys a betting slip of similar odds, and you tell me which you'd rather be holding, okay? All right, so Raheem, let's start this off. Oklahoma City Thunder to win the NBA title or the Dodgers to win the National League. One is plus 115. The other is plus 135. Pretty similar. Which one?
Dodgers easy. I mean, we haven't had a repeat champion in the NBA in 7 seasons, and most of them have gotten knocked out in the second round. I expect that again. Let's go with the Dodgers.
Billy, do you agree?
I was conflicted here because the Thunder have Raheem's 40-20 club that he talked about earlier this week. So I said, you know what? I feel like that might be a good bet. But the Dodgers are plus 115, as you mentioned. The next closest in the NL is the Mets at plus 700. It doesn't seem like it's going to be very close there. I feel like the Dodgers, not having to win the World Series, just having to win the NL, might be the safer bet here.
See, I feel like OKC did a lot of the hard work without major injuries. I know they have guys out, but they're coming back. So the Dodgers have to play 6 months without a major. Like Ohtani has to not get hurt for 6 months. And as great as they were last year, they won by a millimeter, like 3 times. We talked about it. But this is only for NL, as you say. Cubs, Braves, Mets, Phillies can present the problem. All right, I would go Thunder here. I'm gonna be the dissenting opinion. Lamar Jackson MVP or Rory McIlroy to win the Masters? Raheem, both are around plus 700, plus 750.
I'm going to go with Rory just because I think that division with the Ravens is tough. And I don't know what we're going to get from the new head coach for the Ravens. And then also it seems like Lamar is kind of losing a step.
Really? Okay. Billy?
Well, there's only been 3 consecutive winners. 3 players have won back-to-back Masters. Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods. Lamar last won the MVP, as everybody knows, in 2023. We have Josh Allen, Matthew Stafford win it since. Now, much to Raheem's point, the Ravens did hire Jesse Minter, who's a defensive-minded quarterback or head coach, right? But Lamar and Harbaugh didn't seem to be getting along there towards the end. They were butting heads. And I think that Lamar, while he has won 2 MVPs in the past, should have been 3 arguably, I think he's going to win the MVP just to spite John Harbaugh. Even with a defensive-minded coach, I think he's going to prove, you know what, the problem here all along was John Harbaugh. Everybody's saying this is the best coach in the NFL. Look at how consistent he is. And Lamar might be the problem. I think he's going to have a actual little fire lit under his ass, and he's going to win the MVP this year despite his former coach.
All right. I'm going to go with Raheem, what he was saying. But yes, you're right. Rory, back-to-back, hasn't happened since Tiger, like 25 years, like you said, or who was early 21st century AI, Tiger Woods, basically. It is 4 days versus 4 months, but I think if a healthy Ravens team, they should win between 10 and 13 games, puts them right in the running. I would say Lamar MVP as well. Seahawks to win NFC West or AJ DeBanza, number 1 pick. One's plus 135, the other's plus 125. Raheem?
Got to go with AJ. You can't trust Darren Peterson at this point in time. And at this point in time, it's just like you look at the NFC West, that's a tough division. I mean, you still got the Rams and the 49ers, so that's not a given that they bounce back.
All right. Billy?
I took the Seahawks to win the NFC West. My thinking is the Cardinals are a disaster. That they're not even in contention there. We know that's the situation, right? 49ers, they still have that weird substation thing going on. That's being looked into by the NFLPA. They're going to figure out exactly what's going on there, injuring all those players. Plus, there's all these talks about them trading Mac Jones, you might say he's, an insignificant backup quarterback. That man is the heart of that team. You see him goes out there, he comes in, he's laughing, he keeps everybody happy. Shanahan doesn't want to get rid of him because he thinks that he's there, he's just giving good moves. And if we're going to be honest, the Rams, Stafford wins the MVP. This has all the markings of a lazy season from him. He came back, he's just coming, he's going to cash a check. He gets his MVP, he already has his Super Bowl. He has nothing left to prove. He's just cashing a check at this point. So Seahawks to win the NFC West.
All right, I agree, but not for those. First of all, I don't like either of these tickets. I'll give these away to you guys if I have them. But Raheem, I don't think the NBA cares about Darren Peterson's shenanigans right now. Like, I really think they're like, yeah, we saw what we want, and he's our guy, and his high school footage is ridiculous, and he still averages 20 a game, even in like limited minutes. So I'm not sure.
He's doing them a favor, too, not playing so he doesn't get hurt before the draft.
Right.
That's fair. I think this is more about the Seahawks to me, just because it's just, look, Sam Darnold, none of us really trusted him. So you got to do it again.
Yeah. All right. We're going to do it again when we return in 2 minutes. Ringer Gambling Show plays of the day. That's all that's left. We'll be right back. All right, Ringer Gambling Show. We're back. Sal, Raheem, Billy, plays of the day for Friday. Raheem, hit us with the NBA hardwood.
I'm going with Thunder Nuggets over 230.5. Look like SGA could be back for this game, but either way, the Nuggets defense can't stop a nosebleed right now. Let's go over.
There you go. Billy, we're both going to the ice. What do you like?
I'm going to go Buffalo Sabres over the Florida Panthers plus 100. The Panthers are on a back-to-back. They beat the Leafs 5-1 on Thursday. They've had 8 back-to-backs this season. Only 2 times have they won both of those games. So I'm going with the Buffalo Sabres.
All right, I'll go Ducks over Winnipeg Jets. Connor Hellebuck's coming back. He blew off his team in Vancouver Wednesday. He's got that Presidential Medal of Freedom for setting us free, I guess. I don't know. You know who doesn't give a crap about that medal? The Anaheim Ducks. They're rolling. They've won their last 3, 10 of the last 12. Their coach has 1,000 wins now. Hellebuck with a rude welcoming back to the NHL. Anaheim takes it 4-2. That does it for another episode of the Ringer Gambling Show. For Raheem Palmer and Billy Gill, I'm Sal, saying so long and happy handicapping. You must be 21 or older and present in select states for Kansas in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 or older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NEW YORK, or text HOPENY in New York. For Louisiana, call 1-877-770-7867.